if you're a family with significant wealth, you have to go out and hire a bunch of full-time people to work in some physical location for you. And more importantly, you have to take them from a job that they currently have. Not surprisingly, most of the best attorneys, the best tax minds, the best charitable planning minds, these types of folks don't really want to leave their independence to work for one family and more or less become a corporate slave to what that family desires. So what happens, you've seen this growth of this thing called the virtual family office. And I want to make sure that that's very specific. All a virtual family office is, remember, a family office is an organizational structure for a family, and a virtual family office means that you're taking a virtual approach to it. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that as we go along. But the point is, I was tasked, our family, I grew up in a very capitalistic, entrepreneurial family, and I'm very thankful that I did. My dad and his cousins, funded by my grandparents, took a chance that they were in construction in college to pay their way through school. They lost a major contract and decided to take a chance on fiber optics. They were obviously fortunate. Fiber optics, became in vogue, and they did very well. The problem was they had no idea what to do next. The company went public, so now they had more problems to deal with, complexity and wealth, complexity and, my dad shows us his tax returns all the time. Until he was 45 years old, he made $40,000 a year. It's his largest annual salary ever. And they show us those things to remind us we had no idea what to do. So I can bet you that they certainly didn't want to hand my irresponsible brothers and I a whole bunch of money to cause us problems in our lives. So they didn't. So they had these problems. How do I transfer legacy? How do I transfer what really matters to us, to our kids? How do we do the best tax planning out there? You know what they weren't asking? Where can I find the best money manager ever? That's not what they were looking for. So what they asked me to do, again, oldest son, oldest child, no idea why they asked me, but I was, again, studied math. I was working for a firm called Towers Watson. It was called Towers Parent at the time. And I was working on consulting. I was working on captives, large qualified plans, risk management, things like that for Fortune 100 companies. And I was in modeling. I was working away on spreadsheets for 100 hours a week. That was the life, let me tell you. So when my family said, hey, we need help with these things, and we can't seem to find a quarterback to kind of guide us through it. Everyone we meet with kind of comes in assuming we know exactly what to do in this space, and they didn't. My dad jokes, he scored 860 on his SATs. These people assume that he has this deep background in actuarial science. They don't understand this. That's not what mattered to them.